Hey guys, I'm at the Milwaukee media event. I'm here with my friend Tim Albrecht. Tim, always good to see you. We've known each other 12, 15 years, maybe?
At least, yeah.
I've been coming to these events. They have these media events, and Tim, I was really excited to kind of get you on camera because there's a lot of things that is behind the story stuff that a lot of people don't really get.
Yeah.
And I remember you introduced the new innovation of hand tools. And can you kind of tell us what that is? Tell the audience what you did.
You know, in the beginning, it was pretty crazy because you know, we take you a little bit back in time. It was like 2007, 2008. We were going right into the Great Recession. And at that point in time, you know, things weren't really great. And we started doing research on new products. And one of the products that we started doing research on, being this bigger mindset of a solution providing company at Milwaukee, was hand tools. And we went out and started doing some research, and honestly, I was very pessimistic in the beginning. Like, these things have been around for like 150, 200 years. Like, everybody's
no innovation to it, just producing.
And the coolest thing that happens, we went out and you start looking at guys like with their screwdrivers, with their locking pliers, and they were like welding bolts on the back of these things and loops, and they were, you know, creating their own bit tips for these special types of fasteners. And we're like, wow. We came back to Milwaukee and we're like, there's like more innovation here and more ideas than we would have ever thought about. And it just turned out that, like, you know, when companies do the same thing for 100, 150 years, like, they tend to not innovate a lot, right?
Yeah, no, you got comfortable.
And so there was some low-lying fruit. And then, so we launched 8 hand tools back in 2010. You know, some fastback knife, which is still really popular.
That's probably the most popular one I could think of.
Exactly, slide knife, a few screwdrivers, and that's really what started it, was saying, hey, if we take an old category like hand tools and put really, honestly, just some like small incremental innovation in the beginning into those tools, users started to gravitate towards it.
So I remember lineman pliers, I think they're called. You took, now I'm thinking, what in the world could you do to improve lineman pliers, right? They're just bulky pliers. But you put grooves on the end to ream the pipe, to put holes to bend the wire. You did like a bunch of different things, and you made them a little sharper and heavier and more leverage, like the pivot point.
Yeah.
Like, who thought of that?
And that was the second wave. Really, it was, you know, like, hey, well, what are we going to do after that? So those first 8 hand tools, and then we came out with some pliers and some aviation snips, and it was the same thing. It was just really just, you know, at Milwaukee, no matter if it's a hand tool or an accessory, it's observational research. So if you see a guy taking, you were being nice calling them lineman's pliers, we know everybody calls them Kleins, you know, taking their Kleins and sticking them into conduit and spinning them, and reaming out reaming out a pipe, and like, hey, why don't we just put a reaming edge on the head of that tool, right?
Because they got it in their hand already, right?
Yeah, and now what you see is, you know, people are gravitating and asking for Milwaukee hand tools. So
that's amazing, and it's doing well. Right? And there's a bigger story there. There's the USA story, but before we get to that, I think, so 2008, 10 tools, 8 tools, then every year was a few more tools. Where are we at now?
Wow, now we are north of 4,500.
That's insane.
Yeah, we've got a ton of products available now, and it spans everything from, you know, mechanics hand tools to fastening, striking hand tools, and now even in storage and Packout. You know, that's been a whole nother wave of products that have launched.
I mean, what a home run for Milwaukee. Who even came up with, like, I think we should have these plastic boxes that click together. Whose idea was that?
Yeah, well, what do they say? Success has many fathers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, there were other boxes out at the time too. So.
Yeah, there were, but you know, we looked at lockable storage for a long time before we actually landed on Packout. And the reason we did was we knew there was a lot of good systems out there. So we had to have something that was really different to make a difference in the market. And you know, what the team came up with, and it was a team. It was a team of industrial designers and, you know, Matt Vargo on the product side, back in 2012 to 2014, ideated just multiple different ways to connect boxes, and that's how we came up with Packout.
What a home run.
And it's just taken off ever since then, right? It's like
I mean, last year you debuted the boxes with the rack system that goes into a truck or a van or Connex box or whatever, and that's going to translate into workshops and you know, all kinds of stuff. One of the Connex boxes had a wood bench. Yeah. They've got a wood, like, butcher block, and they made a workbench out of it. I'm like, oh, I could see myself doing that. So, yeah, I think Packout's awesome. Now, several years, 2-3 years ago, maybe it was longer, you guys decided to expand U.S. production of things. I think it was 6 years ago, you took a bunch of us down to Memphis, and we saw saw blades, I think it was?
Yeah, linear edge products,
So give me a little idea of like what's USA mean now, made in USA, and what tools are hand tools are being done?
Yeah, from a Milwaukee standpoint, in the last 10 years, we've invested $1.5 billion in manufacturing in the U.S. In my world, for hand tools, storage, PPE, we've got a brand new factory up in West Bend, Wisconsin. So that opened up in 2022, where we make our lineman's pliers, long nose pliers, some screwdrivers. And then today, obviously, we just announced a couple new products.
Yeah.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, heavy investment in head protection. So Type 2 helmets, hard hats are made.
The
Bolt line of products is made in the United States and Wisconsin, along with some of our squares and levels. And down in Tennessee, actually, we've started manufacturing some of our Packout products. So
really,
that's within the last couple of years. So now in the U.S., we're making many of our Packout products.
Is that like a mold injection factory or something? How do they?
Yeah, it's injection molding.
Injection molding.
Yeah, so we've had a factory down there for decades, and now we're leveraging it. And that's actually some of the fans and vacuums are made in that same factory.
That's awesome.
So,
I love seeing stuff coming back to the States. I really do.
Yeah.
I know you do too. I didn't want to interrupt you. I had a question I wanted to ask you about that. The factory that opened in 2022?
Mm-hmm. West Bend?
Was it? Yeah. Was that? Did you say there was like 300 employees, but you're going to expand to 800 in 3 months, 6 months?
I don't.
Did you say that in your opening speech
No.
today?
So the investment in West Bend has been significant. When we opened it, it was about a $40 million investment to get it up and running, and we've got roughly around 300 employees. Since then, we've added a lot of automation, and we've invested another $30 million over the last 3 years. So we've tripled the amount of output through the factory.
I misheard that.
So yes, we have added headcount over the last 3 years, but the big investment has been how do we automate, how do we put machines in there that can provide more efficiency, more reliability and quality, and actually some new feature sets, and then allow you to make different types of products.
Will those machines allow you to run 24/7?
Yes.
Type thing?
Yeah.
Maybe with a few people seeing or feeding or whatever they have to do, right?
Yeah, we'll always need people in the factory to help run it, but for the most part, we've got automation where we need it.
What other tools are you guys considering bringing, sourcing here, building here, whatever, in the USA with the stamp on it? Are there things coming up that you're thinking about, or?
Yeah, I think the easy opportunities for me, when you think about hand tools, where we've really focused on is where do the tradespeople care about the products being made in the United States? So when you think about the electrician, the lineman, the mechanical, plumber trades, they care about paying for USA made goods. I think the same way about like the transportation maintenance trades.
Yep.
So start thinking about like sockets and wrenches and
wrenches
things like
and
that.
sockets. Okay.
So you've been through West Bend. I mean, you can what we can we forge there, we machine,
it's amazing.
We can laser heat treat, we can do all that in house. So any type of product that can be done with those operations, I think is opportunity to make in the U.S.
Do you see yourself doing any titanium products? Is that a process that you can do here?
In-house, we do have a U.S. partner that makes titanium for us. We also, have the Stiletto line.
That's where I'm going at, because it's one of my favorite hammers, tools, pry bars. I love the brand. I didn't know where it was made.
Yeah, so we love the Stiletto products. We've got a partner in the United States that's doing the new tie bone line for us and the trim bone. So those are U.S. made. When you think about the levels, the squares, we are making those in Milwaukee.
You are?
In our own
red
factory
ones?
in the U.S.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the Stiletto ones. So, as you can see, we're trying to do more and more here, especially for those high-end, carpenter type products.
Awesome. What would you say the future looks like for hand tools and storage? I mean, I can only imagine Packout continuing to be creative and expand and come up with things, but where do you see it going, or what are you excited about for future stuff?
Yeah, I think from a storage standpoint, the Packout rack is going to open up a lot of opportunity for us. You brought up the point about the butcher block top in a Connex box.
Drawers
I think
stuff,
in drawers, we were talking about drawers. I think that this is really just the beginning of Packout used to be, hey, how do I get something from my truck to the job site? Now as we look at it, it's like, well, hey, why wouldn't your entire garage or your shop just be Packout from left to right? Everything interconnects and moves out.
That whole wall system with the mounting brackets in the Connex box looks awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were in there looking at it, and Jeff has a garage wall that we did with you guys. That's a great storage system. I mean, if I didn't have my workshop set up and so entrenched in what I do, that would be just a great way to start.
Yeah.
Everything can go on the wall. and fun and visible. You see what you got.
Yeah, so I think there's ultimate opportunity there. I think there's a lifestyle aspect to it. You've seen like coolers, radios, lights, all of that coming in with Packout. So I think there's more opportunity there. Fans. From a hand tool standpoint, hey, we still have a lot of opportunity. I think transportation maintenance is a massive opportunity for us with more sockets, wrenches. The long tail effect, all those, oddball sizes we still need to get into. I think from an electrical standpoint, there's still a lot of opportunity there. The market continues to change with, this transition to everything's going wireless. The whole low voltage system is completely changing. There's an opportunity to go disrupt there.
I actually saw a bunch of low voltage tools. I know they weren't new. They were, I just didn't realize you had them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they covered that, And then today I saw the wire spinner. And the stripper. Great innovation.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the cone shape, so the different, you don't have to have a different one for different size nuts. One size fits all. And that's like small tweaks to something that's been around forever or whatever, right? But you're just taking some of the pain points of having to have 3 in your pocket.
Simple, stupid.
Simple, stupid. I love it. Hey, thank you so much. This has really been fun. It's always a pleasure to see you and some of our old friends. And I really enjoy your tools and products. And we can't wait to see what you guys come out next year.
Thanks,
it's going to be fun. Thank you, everybody.